I keep getting recommended these all over YouTube, so I know you're getting them as well. And I just thought it might be fun to go through them, mostly because I'm bitter that they didn't choose me as the ad doctor with Amy Schumer. I tweeted that and Tampax said, maybe next time. So I figured if I give them some free advertising by going through all of their commercials in one place, maybe that would put me up higher on their list to be chosen as the ad doctor next time.
People think that maybe you can lose your virginity from putting a tampon in. Is that correct?
No.
But what if it takes you out to a beautiful dinner and then like a concert and then you go home together?
No.
Okay, actually, I really like the ad doctor and I'll let them keep her. I give a vote of confidence to the ad doctor. Let's talk about a couple of things that she brought up. Losing your virginity because of a tampon. Obviously, this is nonsense. Not only is virginity a socially constructed idea, basically created to shame people into avoiding sex until they are married, which if you decide to do that, that's fine, but it shouldn't be because somebody told you not being a virgin when you get married makes you shameful or dirty. That's a whole different video though. The idea that you can't use a tampon though if you haven't had sex is something I hear brought up more often than this idea that tampons make you not a virgin. That's really not true. Anyone can use a tampon. It may take a little bit of effort to kind of learn how to do it, and maybe rarely there will be someone who does have a hymen that is so intact that a tampon can't go past it, but that is pretty rare, even for people who haven't had intercourse. If you're interested in learning how to use a tampon, you can ask somebody in your family, or if you're not comfortable doing that, there's lots of videos online. Maybe I'll make a how to use a tampon video at some point, or you can even just go in and talk to your GYN doctor and they can help you out with that as well.
Okay, so my friend told me that you can't sleep with a tampon in.
A tampon doesn't know if you're awake or asleep. No matter what time it is, change it every 8 hours. Put a new one in at bedtime and just change it when you wake up.
Okay, but what if you sang it a lullaby and you read it a book? I one time lost a tampon in my vagina. I just put it in and it was never to be found again. And I hired a private detective and they never found it.
Where do you think it went?
Heaven.
That did not happen. The cervix acts as a barrier between your vagina and your uterus.
That was a trick question because anybody can get a lab coat.
Can a tampon get lost inside your vagina? And the answer to this is yes, no. So it can't get lost like she said, where it never comes back. There's nowhere for it to go. The vagina is essentially a blind pouch, meaning it goes to an end. And the cervix is there between the uterus and the vagina to keep anything from getting in. You can't get a tampon past that. However, I have had patients who put a tampon in and either couldn't find the string or the string broke or it just got lost in there. They had sex with a tampon in and then it went missing. Most of the time you can still find that at home, but I want to normalize the fact that I have had patients who put a tampon in and then couldn't get it out. And if that happens to you, just go to your doctor or your advanced practice provider, let them know what happened so they can help you out. We would much rather take care of that earlier rather than later. Don't wait long amounts of time before you get some help with that. Trust me. It's not pleasant for anyone involved when they've been left way too long. Even in the absence of toxic shock syndrome, tampons that are forgotten for long periods of time are no fun for anybody.
I brought this from home and I stole this from your bathroom. Now tell me if I'm doing this right. So I just kind of put it in here.
Like this. Hold it at the grip.
Hold it at the grip.
And insert from the tip to the grip before you plunge.
Right. Oh, so just the string is hanging out.
That's it. If you don't get it in far enough, you'll feel like you need to waddle. If
Perfect.
that happens, put your finger.
And just push it in a little more. That's what I always say.
I kind of went into these thinking I was going to be super annoyed because when they come across my YouTube, I am kind of annoyed. But now that I'm watching them, it's actually really great information and I need to applaud Tampax for making commercials. Obviously, this is advertising. I'm not sponsored by them, but obviously these are advertising. But I do want to applaud them for providing really good information in their advertisement. If a tampon is bothersome, you feel like you can move and feel it, then she's right. You need to put it in a little bit further, and that's very easily done just by using your finger, because usually what's happening is that you have the vagina and it's long, and then the cervix is at the top, and you just need to push the tampon in just a little bit further. So it's very easy. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt anything. You're not going to harm anything. Just push it in a little bit further so it gets in the right place. This is the most common thing I see with teenagers who are trying to use tampons for the first time and can't make them comfortably fit. Start with the smallest tampon you can find and make sure you get it in all the way.
Okay, so tampons are full of like toxic ingredients that are just all getting absorbed straight into my vagina and like going right up to my brain, right?
No, there's a lot of misinformation out there.
What about those fancy organic ones?
Tampax makes those too, and they're all equally safe.
What about dioxins?
Nope.
Pesticide?
No.
Bleach?
Nope.
Gluten?
No.
Guacamole?
No.
Should we order in?
Yeah.
I like that, doctor. I want to be her friend. Tampax doctor, if you're watching this, I want to be your friend. Come on my channel. We'll talk about it. This is really great information. It's something I see online all the time. There are so many people who are saying that certain things in tampons are going to kill you. And it's just not true. I mean, there is a risk of toxic shock syndrome with any kind of tampon, but that is incredibly rare. And for the most part, tampons are incredibly safe. So what is the difference between the organic ones or just the regular non-organic ones? This is a personal preference. I have had patients who tell me they switch to organic and they feel like they get less infections or they have less cramps or whatever. And that's totally fine, but that doesn't mean that the non-organic ones are inherently dangerous. If you choose the organic ones, totally cool. If you choose not and they don't bother you, totally fine. There is no supporting evidence that anything in these tampons is going to cause you harm. And they certainly aren't absorbing through your vagina to your brain.
TSS. That means tampon string showing, correct?
Toxic shock syndrome.
That is exactly what I said, but go on.
TSS is serious, so there are 3 things I want you to know. You're more likely to die from getting struck by lightning than TSS.
That's comforting, doctor.
You can get TSS when you're not wearing a tampon. You can get it wearing pads or cups. Even men can get it. It's treatable. If you have flu-like symptoms and even think you might have TSS, remove your tampon, go seek medical attention, and tell the doctor you're worried you might have TSS.
Oh, I'm gonna tell everybody.
One more thing, it's best to use the smallest tampon size for your flow.
What if I wear 2 tampons? 'Cause
No.
I'm feeling edgy.
What? No.
Yeah, great information. I don't really have a whole lot to add about that. Toxic shock syndrome presents with flu-like illness. It is incredibly rare, but it's important that we catch it and treat it if it is there. If you start feeling bad while you have a tampon in, particularly if you spike a high fever or you feel like you're coming down with the flu, take your tampon out and seek medical care.
Hey, do you happen to have a
tampon? Sure. What size?
There's more than one size.
Yeah.
Super. Grand Canyon.
It's about your flow, okay? It changes, so should your Tampax. Only Tampax has 5 sizes and a leak guard braid. If it hurts to remove, go down. Leaks, go up.
Nice. Super regular. That's my combo. Time to Tampax. What's your combo?
Okay, that one was less funny and more annoying, but it is still really good information. Tampon sizes are based on how heavy your flow is. Most of the time, you will need something a little bit lighter on the first day, heavier on the next few days, and lighter at the end. It is all very individual. So all you need to know is exactly what they said. If it hurts to take it out, you need to go down. If it is leaking, you need to go up or change it sooner.
Ugh, no.
Someone just got her period. What size you need?
Wait, there's more than one size?
Yes. Your flow changes, and so should the size of your Tampax.
Huh.
Only Tampax has 5 sizes and a leak guard braid. If it hurts to remove, go down. If it leaks, go up.
If that isn't me every time I learn something new, I don't know what is. I went ahead and said the commercial wasn't funny earlier, and now I find it funny. I honestly went into this because, please don't hate me, but I find Amy Schumer she can annoy me sometimes, but these are pretty good.
It's come to my attention that I have a vagina that I know very little about, and I'm not alone. So I'm here with Tampax to talk to people and find out what we really know about periods and vaginas. Because when we don't talk about them, we don't learn about them. Let's go.
I feel like that's gonna be my new tagline for this channel. I'm here to talk about vaginas because when we don't talk about them, we don't learn about them. Amy Schumer, don't sue me. I'm taking your tagline.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, doctor.
It's just an informational visit. You don't need to be in the stirrups.
Oh, okay.
If I could count how many times people have done that, all the time. That is not a joke. People do that all the time. And it's fine. I think people are just like, this looks like a comfy way to sit.
Periods are normal, just like other bodily functions.
Hey, just the butt cream for my butt.
Enough is enough. We are women. We get periods. It's time for us to have no shame in our Tampax game.
1 box of Tampax, please.
Well, you don't have to announce it. Okay.
No, actually, let's do it. Let's do this.
This lady's buying a box of Tampax. Oh, woo! Yes, she has her period. I have my period. Say it with pride. It's time to Tampax.
Totally fine to celebrate your period. Also totally fine to just be neutral about your period. I do wish tampons would be slightly more gender inclusive because there's lots of people who have periods who would like to not be called a woman. But aside from that, I like that Tampax is celebrating people who have periods. So I really went into this planning to not like Amy Schumer and want to take the place of the Tampax ad doctor. However, I really liked most of those commercials. I think they did a great job of giving good information, of addressing misinformation, and of adding a little bit of humor in. I'm sorry to disappoint you if you thought I was here to say how cringy it was, because when I get those ads in my feed when I'm trying to watch, I don't know, a Danny Gonzalez video, then I'm like, oh, that was out of place. But at the same time, that's where they have to go to get the information to the people who need it. And now that I'm watching them with my doctor eyes, I actually really like the information they're giving. Thanks for being here today, y'all. I hope that you learned something. I will link some other reaction videos in the playlist over here. They are the best mixture of education and entertainment on the internet. Just like, take my word for it. Don't look for other examples. Just take my word for it. Be kind to each other. I will see you next Monday.